to Mars, from the council to the seediest bars, from the reaches of space to the pillars of a sorry grace. There are battle wombitarians lacking in humility. Turians are bragging about their reach and flexibility. The clutter of the city spreads to the lowliest stars. But no matter what scars you bear, whatever uniform you wear, you can fight like a Krogan, run like a leopard, but you'll never be better than Commander Shepard. Halls, inside the shining walls, hear the stories from Earth. Fighters wanna prove their worth. Solarian science smothered in idiom, about to stimulate an S scanning for iridium. But one tale holds every mind enthralled. 'Cause no matter what scars you bear, whatever uniform you wear, you can fight like a Krogan, run like a leopard, but you'll never be better than Commander Shepard. Shepard. Never be better than Commander Shepard. Never be better than Commander Shepard. Yeah. Never be better than Commander Shepard. Never be better than Commander Shepard. Assuming control.
Hello! Hello, friends. Welcome to the Bill Miller gridworks1 Sunday studio session. I'm about to do some liquid light show to some music from some friends. Just to give you a little bit of a heads up of what we'll be listening to, and I'll pull these back up a little bit later. First on the list, we have some music from the band Teenage Strangler, some newer experiments. And then after that, we have a few tracks from the Keys of Enoch that I'll be playing. I'll pull those back up a little bit later as a reminder. Thanks for joining, and we'll see where we get to with this mess that I've already got going on. I'm not quite sure exactly what's happening in here right now yet, but I think with the music we've got for the day, it's going to be interesting. I'm going to have a lot of fun myself. Thanks for joining me. Once I get started here, I'm going to have microphone off until the end. Running time for the mix or the set of tracks is about 30 minutes or so. Right around then, I'll come back on the microphone and chat a little bit. But otherwise, if you have questions or comments, put them into the chat on Twitch. I'll try and catch up with that towards the end. Otherwise, during the mix, I'm going to just be here playing around a little bit. And again, thanks for joining. And let's just get this rolling. I don't want to waste a lot of time here at the beginning talking and doing whatever. Like, I'd rather just jump into it and have a little bit of fun and see where we end up, right? This is going to be interesting. Already, if you didn't get the picture initially when you came in, warning, if you're sensitive to flashing images, this is not a channel for you. If you don't care about that, or it doesn't affect you, and you like music and liquid light show plus video feedback and generally psychedelic ambient weirdness, then this is your spot for the evening. So let's get this rolling. Microphone is going to be off. Thanks for joining, Dylan. Enjoy the show. Let's do this. Okay, so that's the end of the 3 tracks I wanted to play. One was from Teenage Strangler. That was the first one up. And then the 3 following that were from friend Josh. And what I'd like to do right now, just really quickly, is pull up. Oh, if I didn't blow it. No, 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 no. There we go. Sorry about that. It was bad on my end. I'd like to just pull up real quick here some of those. So the second 3 tracks were from Josh from the Keys of Enoch. These are new, just recently put onto his SoundCloud. Some kind of droney, ambient, metal-ish type of stuff. And then first track from Dylan, the band Teenage Strangler. Really good stuff for me, to run some liquids with. So, yeah, thanks for joining in, Dylan and Dale. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I definitely agree. Like Josh posted or shared those tracks on Facebook earlier this week. And right away I was like, oh, this will be perfect for the show. And it will fit really closely with some of the stuff that Dylan's been sending me. So it was nice to have a couple of different people to work, music to work with, but also just to have a little bit longer amount of time to mix and do some visuals with, because sometimes on a short set, don't get too far, doesn't get too out of control or anything like that. Having a little bit longer amount of time is kind of fun, because then I can see what happens if I let it run or if I add in something else, and go from there. The other thing I wanted to mention here towards the end is that the way that my setup is working, you can't see it from the camera there, but basically I've got a setup here with glass plates and some liquids, which I got from Steve Pavlovsky from Liquid Light Show website, and I've been working with those for a little over a year or so. I've done liquids before prior to this, but with my new setup, basically like a document camera, an LED light pad, some glass plates, some oils, some liquids, and then a web camera here, so you can kind of see it there. You can see a little bit of the light reflecting into my hand from the plates. And then all of that is routed through a video feedback patch from Andre J. Creative Coding called Video Waves. You should definitely check out his site. If you weren't aware of this, he also has a Twitch. Now let's see if I can pull it up really quick. And they have been running Andre J. They have been running a live show on Sunday evenings as well, a little bit after mine. So if you're curious or interested at all, definitely check out his work. The software Video Waves that he created is what I've been running my liquids through, and is basically a series of video feedback patches. So the one camera coming in from here with the liquids is then sort of repeated over and over again with changes like hue, saturation, brightness, as well as displacements in X, Y, and Z. So left and right, and then imaginary Z depth for a 2D image. So it looks like it's scaling in or out. And that's more or less it. I've been I used to create patches or build patches off of other people's work in Max MSP Jitter to do something similar with the video feed. And then I was also working with the vSynth package in Max MSP Jitter to do something very similar, but then to also have video synthesis into the mix so that the color or whatever, some of the feedback was coming from not the video feed itself, but from or the video feed in combination with synthesized video signal. In this case, though, I like having this sort of like really stripped down and then just the one camera in to the feed and then mixing that up with a lot of controls for color and feedback. If I had more than two hands, I'd be doing all of that at the same time, but it's kind of fun for me, at least in performance and for the studio sessions on Sunday nights to just kind of improvise and see what happens. So I think that brings me to about where I wanted to get to for today. I say again, thanks for joining me. It's been really great over these last several weeks to be doing this on Sunday nights. So I'm going to continue as long as I can before it drives me crazy or unless something interrupts my Sunday evening schedule. I'm also going to continue to try and do my Wednesday evening stream, which is a little bit later. It starts at 7 Central instead of 5 Central. So the Wednesday stream is one where I remix films. This last week we watched Johnny Mnemonic, and I used the same video feedback patch that I use for Liquids, but just sort of manipulate it live and then watch the film. And I have the mic on a little bit longer during those kind of streams, and it's a little bit more free form and just for the heck of it on a middle of the week weeknight for fun. Sunday night show like this is more along the lines of what I like to do for live liquids and live video, but without the ability to do that in music venues or for bands or whatever. I've been just inviting friends to share music with me and then to pump those right into my feed. So that's what we had tonight. Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Dylan, for contributing. I'd be happy to grab more of whatever you guys have anytime. And anybody else, if you have recommendations or things you'd like to share, please feel free to hit me up anywhere here on Twitch or elsewhere on my other social media accounts. Just search out A. Bill Miller or gridworks1. Either one of those should help you to find me. And other than that, I would just like to say, thanks again for joining and following along. Stay safe, stay healthy, and all that kind of good stuff. Have a good night. Thanks again.